أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين. I was talking about the point that ism is ghairul musamma, the name is other, musamma means the named one. I already talked about that in previous class. The one who is named. So name is other than the musamma. Name is other than the named one. So I told you the process of naming is that we first, there is haqiqatun ayniyya, there is a reality in the real world, and that reality we think about it in our mind, that's the process. So that the imagination think about that. So we have a suratun zahniyya, and means an imagination in the mind. And after imagining that thing, we imagine the thing in the mind, and then we assign a name to it. That's the process. So neither the names of Allah, which are 99 and 99 names of Allah, neither the name of Allah is al-musamma, means the named one. The named one is Allah. Every name is given to Allah, right? All these 99 names are given to Allah. So Allah is the musamma, the named one. So neither the names are, they represent Allah, but they are not Allah. They are other than Allah. Likewise, nor the imaginations of the mind, imagination of suratun zahniyya, imaginations of the mind are also not Allah. Okay, so Allah is something else. Imagination of our mind is something else. What we imagine about Allah and assign a name to it, that's the creation of our own mind. So if the imaginations were Allah, then we would have 99 Allah, 99 gods. Likewise, if the names were Allah, we would have 99 gods. Neither the names are Allah, nor the imaginations are Allah. Names are something other than Allah. They represent Allah, but they are not Allah Himself. Imaginations are something other than Allah. So that's a very important point to remember. The imaginations are other than Allah, and the names are other than Allah. That's a point. And in addition to have, we will step out of the concept of Tawheed if we believe imagination is nothing but Allah, is Aynullah, is nothing but Allah, name is nothing but Allah, is Aynullah. We will end up stepping out of Tawheed and end up doing shirk, associating partners. So neither the imaginations and the names are Allah, they are other than Allah. The second problem that because if we believe in that, then we end up believing in more gods than one, that is stepping out of Tawheed and it's contradictory to the concept of Tawheed. So that's the first problem. The second problem with this issue, with this matter, if someone believes that imaginations are Allah, the second problem is that iqtinahul wajib, it means iqtinah means comprehending. Engulfing, comprehending a wajib. It's impossible for a human being who is mumkin al-wujud, a possible existence, to completely comprehend the wajib al-wujud, the necessary being. There's only one thing which is wajib al-wujud, and that is Allah. And that is called the essential being. The necessary or the essential being. There's only one, which is Allah. So everything other than Allah is mumkin al-wujud. Mumkin al-wujud means possible beings. Everything other than Allah are possible beings, mumkin al-wujud. Only Allah is wajib al-wujud, which is the essential being. Comprehending with our mind, comprehending the wajib al-wujud, the essential being, is impossible for a possible being. A mumkin al-wujud, a possible being, can never totally comprehend an essential being. For an essential being, wajib al-wujud, to be coming inside the mind of a mumkin al-wujud, that's not possible. We are possible beings can never engulf and comprehend completely the wajib al-wujud. So that's the second problem if someone believes in this, that the imagination of the mind is Allah. So imaginations are not Allah, the names are not Allah, they are other than Allah. Allah is the reality. Imaginations of the mind are our own creatures. The names assigned are other than Allah. Names represent Allah and stand for Allah. That's true, but they are other than Allah. This issue is called tagayurul. This is dying. This issue is called tagayurul ism al-musamma. That means mughayarat means difference between ism, the name, and musamma, the named one. There's a difference. These are two things. They are not one thing. These are not one. These are two different things. Name and the named one are two different things. So when you encounter the name of Allah, don't think that is Allah, that's the name. Or if you imagine its meaning in your mind, don't think that's Allah, that's your imagination. Allah can never come in your mind. Anything that comes in your mind, your mind and creates it, creates the picture and engulfs it and comprehends it. So Allah can never, with his entire existence, can never come inside your mind. Your mind can never do iqtinahul wajib, completely comprehending the wajib al-wujud. That's not possible for a mumkin al-wujud, a possible being. This is the completion of the point that I was discussing in the last class. So now let's move forward to the next point. So the next point is about Tafseer Takmeeni. The next point is about Tafseer Takmeeni. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim has a Tafseer, as an impact in the world of Takmini, refers to, derived from the word I explained so many times in the previous lessons. Takmeen means derived from the word al-kawn of Arabic, which means existence. Takmini means related to the existence. So in the world of existences around us, Bismillah has a ta'seer and impact. So when you say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim with all of its conditions, it will have an impact in the real world. So Bismillah has miraculous impacts if it is said with its conditions. Here is the hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Prophet said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ismun min asma'illah. Al-Akbar وما بينه ما بين اسم الله الأكبر وما بينه وبين اسم الله الأكبر بينه وبين وبينه وبين بسم الله الأكبر إلا كما بين سواد العين وبياضها. This hadith is narrated in Nur al-Saqalain 118. Tafseer Nur al-Saqalain, Volume 1, page 8. So this hadith of the Prophet says that we learn from the hadith that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is a name among the names of Allah. This hadith says Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is a name among the names of Allah, among the big names of Allah, or the biggest names of Allah. وَمَا بَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ اسم الله الأكبر, and between Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and the biggest name of Allah is like إِلَّا كَمَا بَيْنَ سَوَادِ الْعَيْنِ وَبَيَاضِهَا. Between Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and the greatest name of Allah is like the black of the eyes with the white of the eyes. Our black iris and pupil, you see the black and the eye and the white area of the eye. How close is that towards each other? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Between Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and the greatest name of Allah, this is how is the likeness. So the second hadith from Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam says, okay, you can take this. The second hadith from Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam says, then let me erase all this. اسم واحد فإنه اسم فيه
It's a long hadith that I'm mentioning the except from that final ismun. فيه شفاء من كل داء وعون على كل دواء. This is from Bihar. Volume 10, page 16. So this
This teaches us that it's a name it's a name in which there is a shifa from a cure from every sickness. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim has cure from every. In it is the cure for every sickness. Wa awnun, and Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is a help ala kulli dawa, over every treatment, medicine. It is a cure from every sickness and help over every medicine.
So Bismillah. Now having learned these two hadiths, there is one point that we need to keep in mind. My teacher said that the Madmun al-Ism, the meaning for which the name stands for. Let me write down my teacher's statement that Madmun al-Ism is Maqam Takwini. Madmun al-Ism. The Madmun is something for which the name stands for. So that is called the Madmun al-Ism, something for which the name stands for. That's something for which the name, any name of Allah stands for. That something is a maqamun takwini, is a level in the world of existences.
So that's the Madmun al-Ism stands for. It's a level in the world of existences. So you have to acquire that spiritual level. When we are saying that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim has shifa and cure from every sickness, and it's a help about over every treatment, every medicine. So every name of Allah stands for something. And we need to spiritually reach to that level for which the name stands for. Once we reach that level for which the name stands for, then saying that name through our tongue will make a difference in the world of existences where we are living. If you spiritually did not reach to the level for which the name stands for, you did not reach that level, you cannot make a difference in the world of existences. You can only make a difference by making the name, by spelling the name, by pronouncing that name of Allah, when spiritually you reach that level for which the name is standing for.
Every name is standing for something. And spiritually we need to reach to that level for which the name is standing for. Only then you can have Tafseer in Alam al-Takween, impact in the world of existences around us. It's not the word. Let me write it down. It's not the word of the name that makes the difference. It's not the ma'na. It's not the meaning of the name that makes the difference. And through knowing the word of the name of Allah, or knowing the meaning of a name of Allah, just because of that you can make a difference and show miracles in the world. Just because you know the word of Allah's name in the word format or its meaning, even the non-Muslims know it. You can Google it. That's not the point. That's not how you can make a difference in the world of existences. The name stands for something, and you need to spiritually reach that something. Your spirituality should reach that something. When you spiritually reach that level for which the name stands for, you spiritually reach to that level, then when you pronounce the name, you can make a difference in the world of existences. So this is a maqam. That's a level of spirituality. Ism A'zam means the greatest name of Allah is not a name. It's actually a level of spirituality. Names of Allah are not hidden from any human being. Even the non-Muslims know it. The greatest name is Allah. Everybody knows it, right? Everybody cannot make a difference. They can do nothing with the name of Allah. Nothing means no ta'seer and impact on the world of existence. The world of existence will continue to do what they are doing based on the command of Allah. You by saying Bismillah or Allah can make zero difference in what's going on in the world around you. They are not going to listen to you. Everything is Lillahi junudus samawati wal ard. For Allah belongs the armies of heavens and earth. Heavens and earth are obeying the command of Allah, not me. They are not going to listen to me. Even if I take the name of Allah, they are not going to listen to me unless I spiritually reach the level for which the name stands for. And then when I pronounce the name, it will make a difference.
So it's impossible to reach the maqam for the word, the name Allah, right?
It's impossible to just say the name of Allah and make any impact in the alam of takween.
But the name Allah also has a maqam, right?
Correct.
So that maqam is impossible to reach.
No, obviously nobody can become Allah. Allah is only Allah, that's true. But the thing is that we can become mazhar of Allah's asma, right? So when you become mazhar and reflection of the names of Allah, Allah is al-ismul jami', as you remember, al-mustajmi' li jami' as-sifat al-kamaliyya. It's the comprehensive name that combines all the perfect attributes. So Allah stands for all the attributes. Now, those names and attributes of Allah, if we takhallaqu bi akhlaqillah, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, adapt yourselves with the morals of Allah. So if Allah is Sakhi, I become Sakhi as well. If Allah is Rahim, I become Rahim as well. If Allah is Kareem, I become Kareem as well. If Allah is Al-Muntaqim, the one who takes the revenge, I am ready to take the revenge as well. From all those people from whom Allah is willing to take revenge, I should also be taking revenge as well in my life. Everything for which the names of Allah stand for, I need to understand and practice that mazmoonul ism, that something for which the name is standing for. I need to practice spiritually, practice that something. And when I practice that something, then I spiritually reach that maqam, that level. Now that my soul, through my amal and actions and practice, has reached that maqam for which the name was standing for, I practiced it in my life, applied it in my everyday life. I stood for that thing. I took a stance for that. Now I have acquired, I reached that maqam, that spiritual level. When I have spiritually reached the maqam and spiritual level with my amal and actions, now when I say that name which I have practiced, I can make an impact.
Yeah.
So Ismun A'zam The greatest name of Allah is actually not a name. It's about what's the level of our ruhaniyat. If we say, how much did we adapt ourselves with the sifat, attributes, and the asma, the names of Allah in our everyday lives. If we did practice the madmoon al-ism in our lives, we will find that our pronouncing of the names will start having impact in the world of taqween.
But that's what I mean. So we can reach the maqam of some names of Allah, right? But we cannot reach the maqam of the name of Allah, Jalla and Islam.
No, you can reach the Ahlul Bayt of Islam, the mother of the Ism of Allah. That means they're representing all the names of Allah. Allah stands for all of His sifat and asma. Ahlul Bayt of Islam represent all the asma and sifat as well. So even Al-Khaliq, when Quran talks about Prophet Isa and says, أَخْلُقُ لَكُمْ كَهَيْئَةِ الطَّيْرِ. Obviously it's Bismillah, it's with the permission of Allah. When Prophet Isa can create, Quran teaches us, Rasulullah cannot create with the izn of Allah, he can also create with the izn of Allah. Obviously it's with the izn of Allah, everything is with the izn of Allah. But the point is that Prophet Isa is a madhhar, so why not our holy Prophet is not a madhhar? But even the ism of Al-Khaliq, which some people think, no, it's only Allah who can create. Yes, Allah can create zatan, awwalan wa bizat, how the philosophers say. But thaniyan wa bil arab means first of all and originally is only Allah who is the creator, no one else. That's true. But thaniyan wa bil arab, second of all, and bil arab means it's difficult to translate bil arab, but it's not non-original. So it's something given bil arab. It's not zatan and original. Originally, creation is only a sifat and attribute of Allah. He's the only one who can. Originally, He's the only one who is the creator. But since Allah gives that power to somebody, Allah Himself giving that power to somebody, that somebody whom Allah gives such and such power will also do such and such thing because Allah gave him that. So that's not an original attribute, that's an attribute awarded by Allah, and because Allah awarded it, now He also has the attribute. This is called bil arab. So that's not bizat. So bil arab, yes, Rasulullah is also khaliq. Ahlul Bayt of Islam are also khaliq bil arab. So all the asma and sifat, they reflect without exception. So they are the madhhar al-akmal, the most perfect madhhar of all the names of Allah, because in their lives, entire lives, they practiced that something for which each and every name stood for. And because they spiritually, with their amal and actions, practiced for which the asma, the name stood for, they have reached that maqam, that spiritual level, and now their spirituality is so powerful. When they say a name, and the impact happens. So this is called Ism A'zam. Ism A'zam, the greatest name of Allah, is a maqamun ruhani. It's a ruhani level that we acquire with the purification of the soul. It's not a name. Biggest name of Allah is Allah. We all know it, even the non-Muslims know it. Can we make a difference? No. When Imam Ali can read Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, he can make a difference. I can do nothing. Yes, I get sawab if I say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I get nuraniyat in my qalb. I get some benefits of saying Bismillah in dunya, some benefits in akhirat. Yes. But can I make a difference in the world of existences? No. Because I spiritually did not practice that something for which the name stands for. So they say when Imam Ali Salam, in the story of Aswad, who stole and then he confessed,
Imam alayhi salam sent Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam to bring him. Imam Hassan alayhi salam brought Aswad back to Imam Ali alayhi salam, and Imam Ali alayhi salam said to him that in other words, he applied the punishment of Allah on Aswad for stealing, and he was praising Imam Ali alayhi salam. He said, I am praising you because you applied this punishment on me based on haqq. You did not do based on batil. So Imam Ali alayhi salam cried after the conversation of Aswad, and then he took the fingers and he put the fingers back on the hand in its place, and he put the abba over it, and he recited something. Some of the scholars have mentioned in the narration that, in the discussion, that Imam Ali recited Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Fatiha. And then when the abba was removed, obviously his fingers were joined together. So this is maqam takmeeni. This is a level of spirituality, practicing the contents of the names spiritually, practicing the contents of each name spiritually. Spiritually, ruhaniyan, we do our a'mal in a way that we practice for all those things for which the name is standing for in our lives. When we reach that level, then we can make a difference. Some people, so this is Ismail Azam.
So Mulana, if it's about reaching the maqam, why do you need to even recite? Why does the imam need to recite anything?
Well,
it's all based on the intention.
Yeah, it is based on intention. If you, we have, so even the ishara of the masoom is sufficient, that's correct, because what is needed is the intention and mashiyat and irada. So if they make an irada and mashiyat and niyat and intention and will to do something, it happens. So even ishara is not needed, even indication of the hand is not needed. If their mashiyat, irada and intention of the heart is sufficient to make a difference. Just like Allah, إنما يقول له كن إذا أراد شيئا إنما يقول له كن فيكون. So when Allah wishes something, Allah says be, and it happens. So my teacher was saying in Tafseer that this kun is not kun al-lafziyya. This kun that the ayat of Quran has said is not actually a word which Allah stands in need to necessarily say the word kun. Allah does not stand in need to say the word kun and only then the thing will happen. No. He doesn't stand in need of the word kun. My teacher said this is mentioned in Quran for us to understand the thing. Allah doesn't stand in need to say the word kun. He doesn't stand in need of anything, not even to say the word kun. His irada and will and mashiyat is sufficient. As soon as Allah wills something, it will happen. So similarly, and that's the case with Rasul and Ahlul Bayt as well. If they will something, they have the niyat and irada, it will happen. Even saying is not enough. Saying is very good. Obviously, it's a zikr of Allah, it's sawab. Maybe there are other wisdoms as well, teaching other people, so many other wisdoms. We don't even know how many wisdoms they have in their amal. Saying also has certain wisdoms, but they don't stand in need of saying. Their irada is sufficient. Because this is a maqam ruhani. So Ismail Azam is widely misinterpreted by some people. Awamun Nas, that Ismail Azam is a name of Allah. It's not a name. Ismail Azam is not a name. Names of Allah is not hidden. The biggest name of Allah is Allah. Names, 99 names, none of them are hidden. You non-Muslims know it. So that's not the point. It's not a name. Names, if it was just the names are never hidden. So it's not about the name, it's about something for which the name stands for. That's the madmoon al-ism.
practicing that something for which that specific name in each name stands for. So that is the maqamun ruhani.
Like I gave you the example. So, because Allah is Saqi, we have to be Saqi. If Allah is Al-Muntaqim, takes revenge, we have to be the madhar and reflection of the name Al-Muntaqim. So we need to understand who are those people and categories of people from whom Allah is taking revenge day in and day out and punishing them. I should also throughout my life stand to punish them as well. And then I will become madhar of that name. If Allah is Saqi, I should also be generous to whomsoever upon whom Allah is Saqi and generous. I should also in my life, within the limits of resources Allah gave me, I don't have obligation more than that, but I have to be Saqi and generous within that range and scope over all those upon whom Allah is Saqi.
If I do that, I will become madhar of that name. So learning the scope of every name, the meaning for which it stands for, that something for which it stands for in the eyes of Allah, learning those meanings and then practicing in our everyday life that aspect of the name, applying it in our everyday life. That's how we are spiritually empowering our soul to reach that maqam
In that practice. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد